Okay. So common mistakes. Come on then, write down. Don't tell me, write down in the chat box some of the common mistakes. Here's the first one in the chat box. Oh, sorry. I have to write that to everyone in the meeting. Okay, spelling. Okay, so we know spelling is always a mistake. Common mistakes. Anything else? Write them down because today is our writing class. So write down false friends. Excellent. False friends. Spanglish. Yellow. Long sentences. Prepositions. We could say irregular verbs. Yeah, particularly. But verbs. Yeah. Connectors. Yes. Stuff. Connectors. Come on. Style. Yeah. What else?
Joshua,
Yes.
can you explain what is exactly a false friend?
In a minute, I will tell you. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So 2 plus, okay, the infinitive or gerund. Yeah. When should we use each one? Okay. Structure. Yep, absolutely. The structure. Style, structure. More things. When somebody wrote me a wonderful piece this week, prepositions, adjectives, plurals, yeah, for adjectives, yeah. Okay. All right. Task completion is what we say there for Miguel Angel. Okay. And also the length of your writing. Sometimes your writing's too long in general. Yep. Grammar, but particularly in grammar. Yeah, I mean, yeah, grammar, yeah, absolutely good. But particularly when we're talking about different things. When we're talking about somebody else just come in, Gonzalo. Okay. The subject. Okay. So when the verb agrees with the noun and with the rest of the sentence or the rest of the clause. So what's what we call agreement in grammar. Somebody wrote me a wonderful piece of writing this week, which spoke about Salamanca, and it said in Salamanca, and you'd talk about, you know, the Hornazo and the Plaza Mayor and the astronaut and the frog and all sorts of wonderful things, and the Rio Tormes and the Picaresca and the Plateresco and all these wonderful other cultural references. But most of the words in that essay, were in Spanish. So it wasn't fantastic, was it? So that's what we call, remember, the affective filter. Okay. So don't talk about don't talk too much about specific places in Spanish. Don't talk too much about Spanish food or bullfighting. Remember what we said? You know, the Plaza de Toros, the Rueda, the Capa Espada, El Torero y Noviadas, these things. There's no translation in English, is there? Okay. So the translation from Spanish to English, yeah. Okay. So what we call L1, L2. And I think also very important, don't translate. You need to get into your head that you have to write and speak directly in English. Directly into English, please. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. So let's see. I will ask I will ask someone. These are the things that I mentioned. Zero articles. What was the zero article, please? Can anybody tell me? Juan Manuel?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Name.
Marta, I
When
can
you
see.
have a name that you don't have to put any article before that.
Okay. So in English, as we know, there we are. Yeah. In English, as you know, we have three kinds of articles. We have the, well, it doesn't really matter, but a or an, that's an article. We could also use the, yep. Or we can use no article. Okay, so we have the, so, a cup of tea, all right? A cup of tea. And then we can also talk about, the cathedral in Salamanca, the cathedral. That's an article which is defining something, which is a specific article for something. And then we have a cup of tea, because we can have different cups of tea. Then we have no article when we're talking about abstract things or when we're talking about collective things. So people, yep, we don't need an article. What are some of the abstract things we don't need an article? We have the zero article for.
Not only abstract names, but matter, substances. For instance, gold is very expensive.
Yeah.
Or for generalize in plural, cows give milk.
Okay, cows when it's a collective. Yep, absolutely. Collective or plural. We don't need an article, so it's a zero article. Very good. And then some of the abstract things. People, yeah.
Another example, here has the same color as prudence, something like that.
Again?
Fear and prudence have the same color.
That not a great example. Not the best example. Come on, let's have a more common example, please. For abstract things, music, right? We said peace, love, nature, animals, okay? There's no article. It's not the animals, the nature, the love, the music. I like music, okay? I like nature. I like wildlife, okay? I like wildlife, which is another word we use, okay? So these are abstract things or collective things, which are concepts which we do not have an article for them. So that's good. Excellent. Good. And then word order, please. Okay. Word order. Word order. When you are writing, it's a tip for you. When you're doing your writing exam, you will have on the same piece of paper the reading of it, the reading exam. Okay. So when you're doing your writing and you're checking it, look back at the reading part and you can see maybe how some words are used, how some of these words have been used before. And that will help you to see if you're using the correct order, specifically when there are adverbs involved. Okay, specifically when there are adverbs. Anyway, let's go on. Let's see a bit of writing and see what we think about it. Remember, When we're doing writing, we have two questions. The questions 8 and question 9. Okay? Question 8 is shorter and question 9 is longer. With question 8, the first thing that you have to do is read question 7, which was before. And then you have to write something which is connected. So after you've read something, you then have to write something, maybe an email, or maybe it's a blog post. That's very, very common. That kind of thing, or a letter to somebody. Okay, so typically, if we look at question 8 first, it's a shorter one. Let's look at a typical task. So, el escrito son números 8 y 9. 8 es más corto, 9 es más largo. Pero 8 siempre es en conexión con referencia a la pregunta anterior. Es decir, 7. 7 que forma parte del reading. Okay? So, after you've read and you answered your questions for number 7, when we get to number 8, it will say, look at question 7 and write an email about this particular thing. So typical, here we go. Question number 7. Here is question 7. This is the text we've used, okay? Wow. It's quite dense, isn't it? Okay. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. 30 seconds. No, I'll give you 1 minute. 1 minute to read it, please. Read it as fast as you can. Let me put the clock on. 1 minute. Then I'm going to ask you to get together and decide what's it all about. Okay. Where's my clock? Can't find my timer anywhere. Too many devices. There we go. Read it as quickly as you can, as quickly as you can. Wow, it's dense, it's dense. You've got 30 seconds left, 30 seconds left. Okay, finished. I'm going to put you into rooms now, and I want you to decide. I'm going to put you into 5 rooms now. I want you to decide what you can remember. What's it about? What's it about? So you can come back in a few minutes and I will ask you, what is this test? What is this text? What is it about? Please, what is it about? So let's go into your rooms. You've had time to read it. Okay, you've got Diana and Blanca and Gonzalo, Andrea, Beatriz, everybody. Oh, go to your rooms now. Go. Leave me for a few minutes. Okay, go into your rooms. What is this about? What's it about? Please see if you can get into your different rooms. Room 1 full. Room 2 is full. Okay, room 4 is full. Room 5 is full. Oh, Raquel's just come out. Come on then. Go to your room. Come on, Marta. It should be in room 3. Ah, I was looking at you. Brilliant. Hello, Natalia. Hello, Natalia. How are you?
Hello, hi.
You doing okay?
Yes,
Okay.
I can't join this before.
No problem. No problem. Did
Okay.
you have a nice week this week?
Yes, a little bit busy, but good.
Mm-hmm. Yep, a
I
bit busy.
Yes,
Where are you?
I'm in my room.
But which city?
In Salamanca.
In Salamanca. Okay.
Yes,
Are you working or studying? What are you doing?
I'm studying
You're studying. Okay.
for being teacher.
All right. Brilliant. Excellent. Great.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So this is people are coming back. Yes. Okay. Except for room 5, room 2, they're still there. They still want to talk about this. They still want to discuss and see exactly what's in there. Great. Okay. And then room 5, everybody coming out just quickly. So this was a very dense, I'm sorry, not tense, very dense piece of writing. Yeah. Now, when you have this kind of writing, what do you need to do? Because, you cannot possibly begin to read the first word and then the second word and in a recently conducted qualitative research. What's research? What's conducted? I don't understand. The aim was to examine what? Okay, so it's impossible if we start to read at the beginning and read every single word by word. That would be absolutely impossible. We would take a long time. Okay, because we don't want to do that. So what's the way when we've got a text which is quite dense? What should we do? What's the best way to understand it?
Have to read across.
You have to read. Say that again, Marta.
But I don't really know the name in English, but it's like reading across, like that.
You mean reading like this? Wow. Up
Like
there.
going through, like just going through, not stopping in every word.
That's it. You have to be like a little bee. Zzz, a bee, abeja, a little bee
Mm.
going from flower to flower to flower. Okay, just looking and looking and looking and looking until there's something important. So there's an important word, and the first important word here is, young people's relationship with money. That is the most important thing. Okay, that's it. Young people and money. This gives us the idea about this is the text. It's about young people and money. So we've identified that. And as we go on, we want to find things which are connected with young people and money. And it says here, manage their personal finances. Yeah, young people manage their personal finances. Great. So what we're doing is what we call skimming and scanning. Okay, so those are two terms which we need to understand. Our skimming and scanning, right? So skimming is like the bee, isn't it, who goes over all the little flowers just to see if there's anything interesting. And the scanning is a little bit different because when we've seen that the subject is about young people, not young people, young people and money, then we start to scan specific words which are connected with young people and money. Okay? So we do the skimming, and then the scanning, we pick the words that we like. So if we did that, we would actually have a shorter version, which would look like this. Okay? And we can see that the words in dark now are the most important words. And probably, okay, one of the most important thing here is young people, money, skills, okay, greater educational, okay. So suddenly we're talking about education and money and young people and the skills. Then we're talking about, you know, annual incomes. They increased, reduces workers' stress. Hold on. Increases in productivity. Well, actually, so we can see there seems to be, they're talking about young people, education, about money, and then we're saying what they're talking about annual income and better productivity. What's the relationship? Maybe if there's more educational goals connected with money, people are more productive. Then it says, wait, maybe we should have educational programs for young people. Okay. And then we have this wonderful thing. I was bad at maths, so I'm bad at money. Okay. Right. So we can then talk about things that there's some kind of, basically there's a relationship. We've got a general idea about what it's about, and that's in a few minutes. We don't have to read word by word because we didn't write it. We're just being asked to understand this. Now, after we've done this, you would have 5 questions to complete, or 8 questions, fine. Write the correct word, or finish the sentence, or how many people were in the study, or what part of England was the study in. You say, oh, okay, it's the southeast of England. In that case, you have to look more closely. But our question, or question number 8, I should say, this would be question number 8, okay? Which would say, read the question above, or read question 7, which was our text. But it says, write a blog entry. This is our first writing exercise, explaining the importance of teaching school students how to manage their money, and include 1, why children should be taught about finance. 2, some ideas and suggestions about teaching money. And 3rd, your own experience. Yep. Your own experience. Okay. So this was a good essay, which we can see here. It was a good answer, except here it says 150 to 180 words. And our person here has written down 237 words. So that's too long. So that's first of all. But let's look at the content. Let's look at the content. Read it. Read it. And I want you in the box, in the chat box, all I want you to do, as soon as you've read this, which is the answer, the first writing one, I want you to write down with a maximum of 10, minimum of 0, how many points would you give this for a C1 level? No, for a B2 level. Okay, B2 level. How many points would you give this? From 0 to 10 points. Read it very quickly. Read it very quickly. And write down, how many points would you give this? Okay, you've had a look, so now give it your mark, please. Give it your mark. How many out of 10? Please, 7. All right, pretty good, says Luisa Maria. 7. 8, says Miguel Angel. 9. All right. Okay, 6.5, 7. You're generous. Good people, Beatrice. Okay. Well, empathy. This is empathy, thinking about your fellow. Mariangeles 5. No need to do that, of course. Gonzalo 7. Good. 6.5, 7. Seven. B2. Okay. Anybody else? That's how we're going. 7, 7, 6. Going, gone. Okay, sold to Andrea. You can have it for 6. Perfect. Not really. I think this is at least 8, isn't it? At least. And even more, possibly. There's only one problem with this. Can anybody tell me what's the problem? What is the error in this? Not individual errors. It's about style. It's about the whole thing. Okay?
Your middle long phrases without not connectors.
Okay, but we got when, which is a good kind of, adverbial, and we've got and, all right, good, and then, actually, which is lovely, true, okay. Yeah, I thought it was actually really good. It is long, but they're actually all correct, so that's not a problem here. Okay. However,
Because only talk about his experience.
only talk about his experience, really. Let's look then. We got 3 parts. 1, 2, 3. And the first thing he spoke about is, what's he talking about here? His experience, why children should be taught about finance, or some ideas and suggestions. So the part in yellow. What is that talking about? Is that why children should be taught? Number 1, is that some ideas and suggestions, or is that your own experience?
His or her own experience.
Okay, and we've got this order: 1, 2, 3.
Maybe the conclusion is short.
The order.
It's the order, isn't it? So your own experience is going to be there, isn't it? Yeah. And some ideas. There we go. Is that the same? Are those ideas and suggestions in blue?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Good. Those are very good ideas and suggestions. There's too many, actually. There's too many ideas and suggestions, but they're perfect. And finally, why children should be taught about finance. Is that correct? The green part, is that what it says?
Yes. Also.
Correct. So it's actually very, very good. The only problem was it was the order. Okay. And the one thing that I also told you, which is about writing and about speaking, is this. I agree. Okay. No. This is absolutely not good enough. I agree with a lot of the above content. Okay. We don't start saying, I agree. Right? First of all, we give the description, we answer the question. Right? So please don't tell me when we're talking about a discussion, I agree. Okay, and the same thing here. So good. So we've seen here how to do that. First of all, we got it long. We do the skimming. We do the scanning. Okay, we read the question and we answer in the format that the question is asking us for. Right? You don't have to be funny. You don't have to be original. Right? My opinion is that when you write about something which is completely neutral, and you have no feelings, that your writing is better. That is my opinion. Okay? So let's get up this. Then there's a little bit of writing there. Get rid of that. Now we're going to go on and do some writing ourselves. So I hope that you've all got a pen and a piece of paper with you. We're going to do a couple of very, very intensive writing courses, exercises, but we're also going to look at some artificial intelligence. This is absolutely fantastic. Some artificial intelligence, okay? And how that can help us with our writing. There's many ways in which artificial intelligence can help us, okay? However, the way that artificial intelligence cannot help us is by just writing the title into the chat box and it comes out copy and paste, okay? And sometimes I wonder, I think, wow, some of your writing is so very perfect. It's so incredibly perfect. And I think, I wonder if you have had some help. Okay, so don't accept help for the moment. All right, but we will see how we can improve. Okay, here's some ideas. Here's how much do we know about the exam? Here's Pilar Diez coming in. Okay, how much do we remember about the exam, please? Anybody tell me, how long is the exam? How long is the C1 exam, please?
2 hours and a half.
I'm sorry?
2 hours and a half.
You mean 2.5 hours, right? Or 2 hours and a half?
2 hours and a half.
Excuse me. It's 2.5 hours, okay? Not 2 hours and a half, okay?
Sorry.
All right. 2.5 hours. And how long is the B2 exam?
Just 2.
2 hours. Okay, so that's the difference. Everything's a little bit shorter. Okay, right. Where's the exam, please? Where's the exam? Where are we going to do it?
Salamanca.
Ampe Salamanca. Okay, which is one of the monuments of Salamanca now. Okay, when are we going to do the exam?
26.
February. What are the dates?
26.
22, 23.
Really?
21st.
21st, 20.
The 22nd, huh?
21st and 22nd. You can stay on the 23rd and do some sightseeing. Okay, absolutely good. How do we do the exam? Is it a computer based? Do you need to bring a tablet?
No, in a
Paper.
Paper. Okay, paper and pen. Okay, we
And
should
pen,
say
no pencil.
no pencil. Thank you. All right. Who is the boss? Who is the godfather?
You and
Yeah.
other men.
No, I am nobody. No, of course, Guillermo is
Ah,
the
Guillermo.
boss. Okay, the godfather of Pearson. Okay, good. And what do you need to do? What do you need to do to pass the exam with a good score? What must you do?
Practice.
Practice, yeah, absolutely, practice. Okay, and you've got enough practice material. You don't need any more. Okay, we'll look at reading next week. We'll look at listening next week as well. Which part of the exam is first? Now remember, with the exam, we have writing, listening, and reading on one paper, and then that is on the Saturday, and on the Thursday and the Friday, Thursday and Friday, we will do the speaking. Okay, so we'll do the speaking on the Thursday and on the Friday. So what I want you to, on the part, let's leave the speaking, that's different, but on the writing bit, we have the writing, listening and reading, which part comes first?
Speaking.
Not
Reading.
speak, leave the speaking apart, okay?
Reading.
Okay.
Reading.
Reading.
No.
Listening.
Listening, okay.
Ah.
First of all, the listening, all right? Listening. Listening. Yeah, that's the first part. Which part of the exam lasts 8 to 10 minutes?
Speaking.
The speaking. Okay, so very, very short. Which part of the exam only has 2 questions?
Writing. Writing.
Right. Oh, good. Oh, this is impressive. Okay. Can you use a dictionary?
No.
I wish.
No,
Absolutely.
you
Yes,
don't.
yes.
You can't use a dictionary. You can't use your smartwatch. You can't use any kind of technological device. Okay. However, you have in your brain, in your mind, a very powerful dictionary. Okay, with millions of words, which you should be able to visualize. Okay. You need to be able to visualize words. Good. And which part is second then after the listening?
Reading.
Reading.
Yeah. Okay. Which is very good because it means that after the listening, we will have 2 hours and that you can manage your time. You can manage your time. How much time you're going to dedicate to each reading part? How much time you're going to dedicate to the writing part? My experience is that people spend too much time reading. Okay? You're going to read quickly. You're going to answer those questions quickly and move on. And if the first exercise is too boring or too difficult, go on to the next one and then come back. You can do any order you like. Okay, let's have a look. And we'll also see during the course how our reading can help our writing. Okay, it's very important, and how that can help our speaking too. Okay. Let's go back then. Let's look again at a little bit of speaking. Let's practice a little bit. You know, we know we got the discussion, right? Question 10, discussion. Is that correct? What's the next part? What's question 11?
Description.
Photography.
Sorry?
Description.
Describe photos.
Photos. Okay. Yep. Then question number 12.
Role play.
Role play. There we go. Yeah. So generally the most difficult one is the photos, actually. Anyway, let's look at some photos. Okay, here we go. No, question number 10. Here we go. Don't live today. Live today. Don't worry about the future. Live today. Don't worry about the future. People spend so much time worrying about the future. When I'm old, when I'm retired, in the future, my children and all these kind of things. And I would say, no, live today. Let's see. Lydia, what do you think? What do you think? Do you agree that it's better to live today, or should we be worrying about the future a lot more?
In this moment, I am a little sick and hoarse.
Okay, all right.
My throat is itchy. Can you hear me?
Don't worry. Don't worry. Let me move on to somebody else then, okay?
Problem.
Okay. So let's Pilar, are you there? Pilar Diaz.
Oh,
Yes.
here I am. Here I am.
Yeah. So what do you think? Do you agree? Is it better to live today or you know?
Hmm. Uh, when you are, I agree when you are younger, because when you are an old, when you are old, I prefer think that live today, don't worry about the future, because
Mhm,
the future is more short than
mhm.
when you are younger.
Yeah, of course, the future's less, but you still have to think about all the things you can do today, to lead a healthy life, have a good diet, look after your money and things so that in the future you're going to be happier, don't you think?
Yeah. Oops. Today I have a terrible headache.
Okay, all right.
I don't speak. I don't think about in English. It's very difficult for me to today.
No problem.
Sorry.
No problem. Okay, then. Let's see. Blanca, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, Blanca, you tell me then. So we got a very nice first argument there. Blanca, what's your opinion? Live today, enjoy the moment. Don't worry so much about the future. What's your opinion there?
In my opinion, it's important to think about the future and manage a decision that will be important in the future, but it's very important to live the present, live today, and nos, mm,
Remember, wait a minute. Remember, when we're speaking, you want one thing or another. So you want to live
okay.
now or you want to think about the future, but not both. Okay. So you
Okay.
go
I
on, continue.
think um, it's more important live today.
To live today. Okay, so
Yeah.
you're going to enjoy yourself now, but you could do lots of things and drink lots of alcohol and take lots of drugs, but in the future, that's going to be very bad for you, don't you think?
Yes. But I think if you are so worried about your future, you can't enjoy the present.
Yeah, okay, but
But
it's not only you. You have to think about your children in the future and how you're going to treat them.
yes, but you can enjoy the present with your child and make the best for day, and you can in the present uh, mm, take decisions
Mhm.
important, and in the future you will be good. I don't know.
Okay. But it doesn't have to be very important decisions, even things like saving, not spending all your money. It's very important in the future. Maybe you want to buy a house or go on holiday. If you spend everything now, you won't have anything left.
Yes, yes, you have to live today, but no spend all the money.
Okay, yeah. Okay, but you think it's worth living today? Yes, thank you. Okay, so that was almost 2 minutes. That was quite good. Thanks. Let's do it somebody else. Here we go. Miguel Angel, come on then. Live today, and don't worry about the future. What would your advice be here?
First of all, I'm afraid that when we say live today, we or this sentence can be used to enjoy today. So become drunk, pleasure, etc. It's not study today. And thus, I disagree with this invitation to hedonism. But if it is not an invitation to that, I agree with the fact that today is more important than tomorrow. Normally.
Okay.
Because
But
we don't survive today, there
Mhm.
will be no tomorrow.
Well, of course, that's absolutely true. But you always have to be thinking about tomorrow, don't
Of
you? You have to think about
course,
how much food you've got. Have you got clean clothes? Everything.
yes. I think that everybody here think that tomorrow they'll be alive. But even so, in the present times are more important than the future ones.
Hmm. But that sounds a bit philosophical. I mean, maybe you could give me an example, a better
Thank you very
example.
much. Thanks for your invitation to say it. For instance, ecologism means something of solidarity with future generations. For instance, my or our great grandchildren. But if this means to reverse our buildings, our civilization to a situation before the industrial civilization, it means sacrifice for an ideology more
Thank you.
than for people.
Thank you. Okay, our time is finished. Very good. Okay, so Miguel Angel, thank you very much. So, you've not actually answered the question. You have answered, the actual nature of the question, which is, it doesn't have to be quite so deep. Okay, so what we do need to do is find those examples. Find those examples, and examples would be what you do with your money, how you live your life with a healthy attitude or not, and how that's going to affect the future, and possibly how you treat the world around you. Those would be three very good examples which you can use and arguments. Okay, so those were good. Okay, good. Let's go next one then. Okay, speaking. There we go, the speaking exam. Okay. I'll tell you the questions in a moment. Come on then. Marta Roca, are you there?
Yes, here I am.
Okay then, there we go. 2 photographs, please. Let me make this one a little bit bigger. It's a lovely photograph. So can you tell me, please, what can you see in the 2 photographs?
Well, what I can see is one very first picture that shows an Italian little sweet called macaroni. Very sweet, with a lot of sugar, and with a lot of color, very colorful. And then the other picture is about a little kid that is enjoying, I guess, because of his attitude, enjoying eating a watermelon.
You got
And
30
so,
seconds more to talk
yeah,
about both photographs.
he looks very happy, and it seems that it's a very healthy way of eating, while the other picture shows a very unhealthy way of trying to feed yourself, because really macaroni they are very good, but they have a lot of sugar. So probably the best option for the kid is to eat the watermelon and enjoy the fruit, and because he seems pretty happy.
He's quite happy with his watermelon. Absolutely. Okay. Now, what we've done there is that was very good and it was a nice description. However, Marta, you described everything in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And we've got 1 minute to describe both photographs. So let's try again. Let's do it. Javier, are you there?
Hello.
Okay, so Javier, remember you have 1 minute and you need to describe, and the technique we're going to use, remember, is the bottom up. So that means that we need to describe the pictures, but individually, what can we actually see? And in the second part, we'll do what Marta did, which was actually maybe to compare which the best option is as well. So Marta answered the whole question in about a minute, which was actually very good, But anyway, Javier, please describe both photographs, please. Some of the similarities and some of the differences. What can you see there?
Okay, in the first pic, you can observe 6 pieces of macarons. In the bottom of the picture, you can see the blue color, because in this way, this pic could be better in order to show the people. And in the other picture, you can see a boy. He is happy because in his hands he has a watermelon piece. In this way, this kid is going to eat this fruit. Of course, if you can see the picture, the piece is already with a it a little. And
okay, thank you. Thank you. That's good. Now, okay, I think we can have more detail in the second photograph, please. So, Elena Delgado, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Elena, can you describe, please, 30 seconds, the second photograph? I want you to give details. There's a lot of detail in that photograph, please.
Yeah, these kids had in his hands a piece of watermelon, and the kid shows like a bit happy because I think it's funny for him to have a very big watermelon. This kid is in a living room, which maybe is in his house. It's a bit messy.
Okay. Thank you. There we are. So we're given a little bit more. We're given a little bit more detail. Other things that we can see. So it was very, very good there before, Javier, when we spoke about the number of macaroons or the biscuits or the cookies, or the different colors, pink, beige, brown, green, yellow, gold, I suppose, and maybe a kind of gray color or dark brown, darker brown. Yeah. So we can talk about that. And here we can talk about, yes, there's a boy. Look, how old is he? How old is this boy?
About 6, 7.
6.
About 6. Very good. About 6. Okay. What's he wearing?
A shirt.
A t-shirt.
A shirt. But what has it got? Has it got spots or stripes or spots, stars? What's it got?
Stripe. Green
Stripe.
and blue.
Green and blue stripes. Yeah. Do you
We
think
can say that he looks from Asia.
Okay. He looks like he's Asian. Very good. Because he's got dark hair. Has he got dark hair?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we build. Now, behind him, we can see it's the living room. And if we really look there, we can see, what is that? Is that the sofa?
Cushions.
And there's some cushions and a lamp. Okay, and there's a red table down there and his bag. Okay, there's his bag with his books, maybe from school. And then he's got the big piece of watermelon and so on and so forth. So, we can include many, many different things.
Okay, and maybe we can say that the first picture looks more professional, like taken in a studio,
Yeah.
and second one, it looks like a very homemade photo.
Of course, it's just a family snap, isn't it? It's a
Yeah.
family snapshot. Yeah, absolutely perfect. Yeah, very good. Now, the second part of the question, here we go. The second part of the question is, which one would be the best way, which photograph would be the best one to talk about desserts and sweet things for children, do you think? Which one would be the best option for an article about desserts or sweet things for children, do you think? Juan Manuel, are you there? No. Okay. Luth, Mercedes, are you there?
Yes, I am here. Can you
Lovely.
hear me?
We hear very well. So what's your opinion? Which would be the best one to talk about sweets and puddings, desserts for children today? You have 1 minute.
I think the second picture is the best option for children because they teach the children to learn healthy aptitude, and the children always want to consume the sweets and candies and ice cream, but the best option is the fruits, and in this case is the watermelon. And you can talk about healthy
Good.
and children healthy habits.
Okay. Can you give some more examples maybe of healthy things which children can eat for dessert, for their pudding?
Yes, the children can healthy habits with food and use the technology or spend time on good 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 things. I don't know what to say in this moment, but I can
Thank you. Thank you.
thank you.
That's it. It's enough. It's more than enough time. So I'm just turning off the stopwatch. Okay. But okay. So remember then, again, let's go back. Let's go back, and we need to build. Okay. We need to build from the bottom when we're talking. Okay. So that we have a complete idea of what we're going to say. Now, with this one as well, when we're talking about the differences, or when we're talking about the specific, which is your preference or which is the best one, we actually need to give some examples. Okay, so it's fine. Yeah. Eat fruit because it's healthier and really good, and the children will be happier, and it's a good option. And too much sugar is not so good. Yeah, absolutely. But we need to give some more examples then. So, Luisa, are you there? Yes, you're there. All right.
Yes.
Hello there. Hello.
Yes, I am.
Good. So, Luisa, please, can you tell me which do you think would be the best example, on a poster or an article about, giving your children sweet things? Which would be the best?
In my opinion, the first photo should better for a poster because in the first we can see 6 macarons with different colors. For example, pink, brown, yellow, green, and it's means different different flavor for example, strawberry, melon, lemon, orange. So for me, it's more appropriate for this because it means more elegance or more visual effect for a photo.
Mhm.
And it called the attention more for kids.
Okay. But as regards health, is that the best option for your children?
Not really, not really. Perhaps it's better the second one, but if I thought about a photo, a poster, a picture, I consider the colorful of the first one more appropriate.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you. All right, that's your opinion, and that's good. Thank you very much. Okay, so remember then we're going to have to, if we were going to talk about the second one, some examples, please, of how you can let your children or let children have sweet things which are healthy for them. Beatriz Rodriguez, please. Tell me, give me some great examples then about why it's better to give your children fruit and some of the things you could do to help them make them eat fruit.
Yes, in my opinion, I think the fruit is the best option because it's real food and no sugar and no additives or other ingredients, bad ingredients. And the watermelon is only fruit and think it's better for to have a good habit and all the life. I don't know.
Okay, but I'm asking them for some examples. Okay, so let's think of some nice examples. All right, for things which children can eat. Which will be healthy for them. And we said fruit. But tell me, please, anybody, what kind of fruit do children like? What kind of fruit is very easy to eat?
Strawberries.
Strawberries,
Or
okay.
banana.
And
Banana.
Bananas.
Apple.
Orange.
Apple.
Watermelon.
Apple,
Cherries.
watermelon. Sorry?
Cherries.
Cherries, yeah.
Grapes.
Grapes, yeah.
Apple.
What?
Apple.
Apple.
I got apple.
Apple. Apple.
Pineapple.
Pineapple. Tangerine.
Tangerine or mandarin.
Orange.
Yeah. Orange. Okay, you can do those as well. Yep. Okay.
Blueberries.
Blueberries. Okay. Blackberries, red berries. Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. You know that? Blueberries or blackberries. There we go. So, I mean, that's absolute raspberries and strawberries. Okay. We've got some nice words there. Peaches. Got some nice words there. Okay, you've got some nice words there for fruit. So when we said give some examples, those are the examples you want to give because they're easy and because children like them. Make a note, please. Make a note of those words. Very good ones. Okay, examples for your fruits. Wow. Okay, let's go on then. You can't go out. You can't go out. This is your role play. You can't go out, so you ask your lazy friend to do some things for you. Imagine you have broken your leg. So you're asking your friend, could you go and do some things for me? Persuade them to do 3 things for you. I am your lazy friend. First, think of the 3 things which you would like your friend to do for you. Think of the 3 things you would like your friend to do for you. do some shopping. Yeah, maybe you can help me wash my clothes or do the washing up. You know, I can't because I've got a broken arm. I've got a broken arm and a broken leg. I can't leave the house. Okay, could you do some things for me, please? It's a role play. Roman, please, I'm your friend, and you want me to do things for you. Please tell me. Hey, I will start. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Roman, how are you? Listen, I'm so sorry, but I've broken my arm. I've broken my leg. I can't move. Could you do some oh, sorry. You can't go out. So you've broken your arm and you've broken your leg, but I'm your lazy friend. So ask me to do some things for you.
You are the lazy person and I am.
I'm the lazy person. You are the person with
Vale.
a broken arm and the broken leg.
Okay. Hi, Joshua. How are you?
Yeah, well, I'm great. Yeah, you're not well. I can see you have a broken arm and a broken leg. I'm so
Yes,
sorry.
yes. As far as I know, you are lazy person, and I try to convince about to do a lot of activity. First, I think that we are hiking in the weekend at the mountain because it's very beautiful to see the nature, and you can see the best
Yeah, but
animals.
look, Roman, you can't go out.
Ah, vale.
So you want me to do some things for you. So let's go again.
Que no puedo, ¿cómo que no puedo salir?
Has tenido un accidente and you
Y
are
entonces,
at home.
entonces, ¿cómo te va a convencer para hacer algo?
Yeah, it's to do the things for you.
No, que le pidas a tu amigo hacer cosas para ti, ¿no?
Ah, very good, very good.
O sea,
Excellent.
tú has tenido un accidente y le tienes que pedir a tu amigo que te haga favores, en plan, plánchame esto que
Ah, vale.
o hazme recados, hazme las compras.
Okay, all right, go on.
Oh, Kirby, like Kirby.
Care for me. All right then. Okay, Roman, come on.
Okay. Joshua, can you give me a new smartphone because I broke and I need a new smartphone because I communicate with my friends and I don't telephone.
So you don't have a telephone. You want me to give you my telephone?
No, you can go to a supermarket and buy a new smartphone for me.
Wow. But there's different phones and stuff. I mean, couldn't you just maybe look online and buy a telephone and they will send it to you?
Yes, but if I buy a new phone in internet, it sent me 3 days after that I need the telephone because I need urgent the communicate with my friends.
Well, okay, listen, you can use my telephone. I've got an old one. Is that okay?
Yes, but
All right. Yeah.
your telephone is very old.
Yeah, it
and
doesn't matter. Yeah, that's all right. I can't go to the supermarket. I'm so sorry. Anything else? Do you need anything else maybe I can help you with?
Yes, I need to buy food because I don't have anything in my fridge and I need food to eat. And if you
no
can go to a
problem.
supermarket,
Look, we'll just call the pizza guys. They can bring a pizza and some Coke and some ice cream.
yes, but this type of food is unhealthy, and I eat healthy because I a sport person. I don't like pizza. I prefer to eat fruit.
Yeah. Don't worry. Live for today. Don't think about the future. I will phone them. I'll phone the pizza. So don't worry. We'll have a nice meal here tonight and watch a movie. Maybe anything else you need doing.
I need a new t-shirt because the last week I going to a party and I don't have a new suite for this event.
Yeah, but
And
you
I
can't,
need,
you can't go out. You're not going anywhere. Don't worry about it.
yes,
Listen,
but the next week I can go to a party because I'm ill only this week, and the party is the next week.
okay, so
And
don't worry. The day before we can go to the shop together and have a look at some nice stuff. All right. Let me call the pizza. Okay. You look online for your phone, use my old phone. I'll call the pizza place and we'll just stay in and don't worry about things. Okay.
no,
Yeah, of course.
I,
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Thanks. Okay, good. 2 minutes. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Okay, very good. Very good. Very good. Natalia, not Natalia, I'm sorry. Who did I see before? Who was it I was talking to before? Yep. Okay. Somebody's just disappeared. Never mind. Okay, let's continue then. So again, we're just practicing there our discussion, our photographs, and our role play. Role play was fine. Okay, role play was fine. Okay, that was good. Okay, let's think. Writing, get together. We're going to look at the writing in detail now. We're going to look at the writing in detail now. Right, so we looked at the writing in the beginning. We looked at the importance of how we do our reading. Then we looked at the exam structure. We did a little bit of oral practice. We need to do lots more oral practice because this must be automatic. Okay? With oral practice, it needs to be the discussion, the photographs, the role play, automatic. You need to know exactly what we must do. Okay? We need to know exactly before the day, but today is only class 2, so don't worry too much. Okay, or class 3. Writing, what advice can you think for the writing parts of the exam? Number 1, use a pen. Okay, number 1 is use a pen, please.
Try to
Okay.
understand.
Sorry?
Try to understand.
Well, of course, understand the question. And that's a really important thing. Maybe the most important thing. So yeah, good, good.
Then we
Don't
can
use Spanish structure, Lydia. Oh yes, go on. More things.
plan our ideas.
Plan your ideas. Okay, let me tell you for a moment why it is so important to plan your ideas. In England and in many countries around the world which have adopted a kind of educational system which is based on the English system, which is quite a lot of countries because of the empire and the Commonwealth, children have lots and lots of writing practice from when they're very small, okay? And they're constantly doing a writing practice, not just about how to write words, but how to create structures and styles of writing and writing arguments for and against with an introduction with a conclusion, how to write an account of something, a chronological account. So these children, when they come to this point and they're doing the exam, they always have an internalized structure. And it seems to me, my experience with my son in Spain, that there was never anything about actually writing a structure or a structured piece. So I think that's something we need to learn. We need to work together. So plan your ideas. Let's see. Here are our ideas, please. Can you tell me? Here's a writing advice. A writing advice, please.
Read the
Read the
question.
question.
Somebody says, read the question. Okay, read the question. Number 2.
Show your
Show
skills.
skills.
Show your skills. Yeah, show your skills. Good. We'll look at these afterwards. What about this one then?
No Spanglish.
Spanglish.
No Spanglish. Very good.
Good structures.
Good structure.
Good structure. Excellent. And
Check your writing.
Check your writing.
absolutely good. So read the question. Obviously, read the question. Really important. Read the question. Okay. What, you know, is the question saying that you can go to the pictures, or you can't go to the pictures or the exhibition or the theatre? So you write an email to explain why you can't go to the theatre with your friend. Fair enough. But it's different if it's affirmative or negative, obviously. Show your skills. And this is what we talked about, range. Range. And we know that in the C1, you need to be able to show, if we just talk about tenses, a good use of the past, of the present, of the future, of asking questions, and of at least two kinds of conditionals. Okay? That is the minimum for C1, right? So when you're writing, if you find that you are writing everything in the present tense, last week I go to the mountains, it's not correct, is it? It's last week I went to the mountains. So if you find you're only using the present tense, this is not good enough. You need to use that variation. Okay. You also need to show your vocabulary. Right then. No Spanglish, of course. The structure, which is the introduction, the arguments in favor, the arguments against, and so on. And finally, we said, check your writing. And we said, check your writing. Sorry, we said, check your writing, of course, because each time you read through the writing, you will get an extra point. Guaranteed, guaranteed. Every opportunity you have to read through the whole thing that you have written, you will get an extra point because you will notice something which is wrong. Okay, let's go back and let's just see, remember, writing format, which is question 8, question 9. Question 8 is shorter. Give it about 20 minutes. It's an email or letter in response to question 7. Question 8 is a little bit longer, so at least 25 minutes, and that's an essay or a review or an argument about something, okay? So we might have one called something like the 15-minute city, okay? That's an example. But in this activity here, it's talking about informal or formal, email or letter. We're talking about the text we saw in question 7, and it's going to be very functional. Functional. Make a complaint, giving suggestions, feedback, answers, queries, requests, offers, opinions, a call to action. When you're writing an email, the call to action is asking the person what they want from you or what you want from them. Okay. Whereas with an essay, the longer one, it's an article or a review from your experience or from imagination. You do not have to write about something which is your own experience. It can be somebody else's experience, invent it. And it's a lot more abstract. It's talking about food, travel, school, money, music, work, people, animals, traffic, city life, community, for example, culture or celebrations as well. So here you're going to use a more formalized structure to balance the different parts. Okay, let's look at some examples then of 8 or 9. There we are. Here's a few things. Here's some examples of writing. Actually, here are some examples of writing. Tell me, where do you think you would see these examples of writing? Where would you see these? And what would the context be? For example, if you saw the first one, which said eggs, where would you see that? What style is it?
Food.
Well, but we know it's food, but it's written eggs, exclamation mark. So where would we see this written?
Informal email.
Formal.
In a blog.
But just the word eggs. Eggs.
In store.
In a headline?
It could be in a headline because it's quite, okay. The impact of it, of course, maybe in a shop, but eggs, the eggs department. You want chicken eggs, duck eggs, goose eggs. What kind of eggs do you want? Big ones, small ones, XL? Sure, could be. Okay. On a piece of paper?
An article. No?
Yeah, but you wouldn't just see the word eggs, would you? I don't think you would just see the word eggs. What about this, for example? There we go. See that? Imagine somebody has written eggs on a post-it note.
To buy eggs in the supermarket.
Please go and buy some eggs. That's it. Your brother, sister, wife, or mother has put this on the door, on the fridge door. Eggs. Okay. Is that formal or informal?
Informal.
Informal. And what is the function? What is it saying? Is it just teaching you the word eggs? No. It's saying
buy eggs.
Buy some eggs, please. Okay, absolutely good. What about the second one then? Can somebody read this to me? What does it say there?
In a letter. It said date.
Okay, can you read what it says, please?
15th January 2018.
You mean the 15th of January 2018? Okay, lovely. All right, very good. So, and we would see that generally on a letter. Yeah, absolutely. Is it formal? It's formal because normally we would just write 15/1/08, right? Yeah, good. Stop racism then. Stop racism. Your mother writes this on a post-it note in the morning and puts it on the fridge? No. So where would we see this?
Article.
Or a demonstration on street.
At a demonstration
on streets.
Mm-hmm. What would this demonstration be? What is it doing?
Manifestating. Demonstrating.
Right.
Manifestating.
Demonstrating.
Right.
It's demonstrating. Manifestation is only for, very, very holy things, all right? A manifestation of Jesus Christ, all right? So demonstrating, yeah. What kind of demonstrating is this?
Political parties.
Yeah, it might be political or protest, right? A protest. Good. Yeah. Okay.
Strike, maybe.
Sorry?
Strike.
Or maybe a strike. Yeah, and it could be a strike. Good. Okay. There we're getting some nice ideas. Protest, demonstration, political. Okay. A protest strike. Please park somewhere else. Please park somewhere else.
A dialogue. Or
But
maybe
it's
an
written.
order from the police officer.
But remember, it's written, isn't it?
Written, sorry.
The sign on the street.
Yeah, it might be a street sign. Please park somewhere else. Absolutely. Okay, that's an order, really, isn't it? There's no option. It's please park somewhere else. So there's no argument there. Okay, what about the next one then? What does that say?
A date.
Timetable.
A timetable. And where would you see a timetable?
In an office.
For the theater, maybe.
The theatre. Okay, could be at the theatre, absolutely.
Cinema.
Sorry?
Cinema.
The cinema, yeah, good. Who else?
Swimming pool.
English class.
Office, yeah. Could be in class or at school. Yeah, of course it could be. At the bus stop. Brilliant.
Train station.
The train station. Good. So that's our timetable. Here we go. So we're getting some ideas. Nice, nice. I am writing to. Okay, where would we see that? I am writing to.
A letter?
A mail.
Hey,
Mail.
It's a letter. Absolutely. Is it formal or informal?
formal.
It's formal, yeah. Because the idea I'm writing to give you some information about an incident where I lost my telephone on the train last week. That's formal, isn't it? If it were a letter, if it were an email, it's like I lost, we don't know, I'm writing to, I lost my telephone on the train. We don't have to introduce it. Okay. Congratulations. Congratulations. Where will we see that?
A competition.
Okay, maybe, yeah. The congratulations, a big sign at the lottery stand, yeah? When everybody's going with their
A celebration.
decimals. A celebration. What else?
When you
Letter.
pass an exam.
A letter? What's the other thing called?
In the final of letter.
The end of a letter, but normally it's in a little, you get a little envelope, maybe like this. Open it. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. That's nice. You take it out and it says, well, congratulations. That's not a letter. What is it? In there.
A card.
No,
A card, a greetings card. Okay. So on a card.
Then
Absolutely.
publicity too.
It could be. Okay. Absolutely. Congratulations. You can now buy a new Thermomix. Well, thank you. I'm so grateful. Okay. I will never forget you.
Perhaps a letter also.
Could
like
be
an email.
Could be a letter or
An email.
could be an email. It could be a text message, couldn't it? I
Formal?
suppose. Yeah. Is it formal? I think actually it's quite formal. It's not a kind of spontaneous thing you'd say, I suppose. Anyway, back in 5 minutes.
A note.
A note. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. On the door. Again, that's with your post-its, very informal. Yours sincerely.
The
At
end
the
of the
end of
letter.
the letter.
End of a letter. Formal or informal?
Formal.
Formal.
Very, very formal. Almost we don't use it. What is the correct or the most accepted version now? Kind regards. Okay. Kind regards or regards. Okay. Or because we're English, of course, we could say kind regards, regards. Or we could say kindest regards. And with that, that's everything. Okay, you can write to anybody like this. So we'll find that yours sincerely is not very common anymore. There we go. What about these ones? What does it mean? These abbreviations. What do they mean, please?
Lol, laughed.
Laugh. Laugh.
Mm-hmm.
But what does it mean? LOL. Laugh. Out. Loud means I laugh. It was funny. WTF?
What the fuck?
Yeah, there we go. I can't write the word anymore. Okay. Okay, of course. In IMHO. Any ideas? Which is in my honest opinion. Yeah. And the last one, BRB, which is be right back. Okay, be right back, which means I will be right back. So if I get a text message or a WhatsApp message with any of these, I know exactly what it means. If somebody says BRB, be right back, it means I will speak to you, I will write to you in a few minutes. Okay, so I will be back soon. Okay, so we have to think about some of the letters or some of the writing which we are going to do. And we need to know when we're writing dates, we need to be writing this format, not this format. Okay? When we're writing times, we need to write down 9 o'clock, 2:30, 11:15. If we're going to write times, because we want to demonstrate that we can write times correctly, that we can write the date correctly. So this is what we're looking for. Okay, let's look. Here's a piece of writing. Can you see that? Can you see that?
Yes.
Quite good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is a letter. I want you to look at it. I want you to take a piece of paper and I want you to write the exact perfect version. This is not bad, but there are some mistakes. I want you to write now. I'm going to give you 10 minutes to write the perfect version of this, please. Okay? So there are some mistakes here. I want you on your piece of paper to write the perfect version. Okay? So can you see the chat box? You have 10 minutes to do this. If you want, you can go and make a cup of tea and then do it at the same time. Okay? And I have to tell you, I'm going to have a cup of tea. So this is what I'm going to say to you. All right. I'll see you in 10 minutes. So you have time now to write this down. Okay? With a pencil and a piece of paper.
David.
Okay, I'm back. All right. As you're doing it, let me just okay. I'm writing the correct version.
All the highlight is grow.
Well, just keep on writing.
Mm.
There's a corrected version in the chat box, if you can see that. Oh, I can't hear you. Sorry. I can't hear you. So just compare it to yours. Okay, there's just some noise outside. I'm just going to close the window. Sorry. Okay, no more noise. That's perfect. Right. So we can see it's just a few very little things, isn't it? It's just a few very little things. Any questions here? First of all, is it good or bad? Generally, is it good or bad?
Think bad.
No, it's pretty
Good.
good. It's good.
Good.
He's really, he's told us many things about his friend, how we met, where we met, the things we do together, why he is my friend, and a description of him. So it's actually very good. The structure is very good. It's informal. It's informal. Okay, so it'd be an email, and it's absolutely perfect. It's good. What level is this? This is going to be B1, B2. B1, B2. Specifically, what I like about this, I think is very good, is the spelling. Okay, there's a couple of points which were more difficult, like maybe together or so. Okay, little things like that. Informatic, that's not the spelling, that's just the vocabulary. Okay, or we play, but really the spelling is very good. Is very good. So yeah, it's B1, B2. If you wrote this in B2, you would get 5 points, and this is perfect. Okay, we've got a very nice words here, about and about. We talk about different things. But we've got good words, intelligent, brilliant, boring. We've chosen the right word, together, again. So it's generally quite good. Yep. Okay. Any particular questions, please, about that?
Josh,
Yes.
where you wrote, nevertheless, I like him, I wrote, even that I like him.
Even though I like him. Even though, comma,
even that,
I like
even
him.
that.
That's good. Yeah, that sounds good. That's good. But yeah, this is a good, this would pass our B2 exam if it's written like this. Okay. Also got very good. We got spoke, met. Okay. Spend, that's in the present. But we did use a couple of irregular verbs, told, met, spoke, which I think was good as well. Okay. So reasonably good. Right. So this is, remember, if you're writing something, you have to correct it afterwards. You might correct some of the punctuation. We'll look at punctuation in a moment. Anything else?
Is one question. The last paragraph, he speaks in present. We spend, we do, we play, and before all the time in the past perfect. I think perhaps at the end we must use the past perfect also. We spent our journey, we did our homeworks. Is it correct?
Yeah, I think it's okay. I think he has added this part at the end because he didn't have enough words. So I think this section should have been before. Should have been before. Okay? Before describing I like him because he's so funny and so on. But it doesn't matter. It's good. It's good, even if it's in the present.
Josh, and could we in gerund, the second part of the sentence, like we spent our journey together doing some homework, playing games, and playing soccer?
Well, that's going up to C1. Yes. Okay. So if we've got more variety of structures, then obviously we're going up a level. So more than B1, it's now B2 and going towards C1. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay. Let's look at this then. Let's look at this. Some correspondence. Let's look back at question 8. Can you see this? Part 1, part 2, part 3. Okay. Just read it. Somebody, let's have a volunteer. Let's have a volunteer. Diana, are you there? Diana? Okay. Maria Angeles, are you there?
Yes.
All right. Will you read this to me, please?
Don't understand?
Yeah. Will you read, please? Read out loud.
Read.
Yes.
Yes. Dear Mr. Smith, I am one of the students from the class B, and I am writing to suggest a change or a chule next week because so many of my classmates have been sick lately.
Very good. Continue. That's a nice introduction. Okay. It's a nice introduction. Why I'm writing, who I am. Okay.
Last night I watched an excellent TV program about the advantage of a vegetarian diet, and I thought on my colleagues if we give up meat, we will be healthier and more productive. There will be fewer cases of obesity, and we will feel better and study more.
Excellent. Good. So that's given a justification and some of the ideas that we want to introduce. Okay.
Yes.
And finally, continue.
I would specifically like to suggest that we use a few minutes at the end of the class next week to actively discuss the proposal and then send a letter to the school group.
Absolutely perfect. So this, if we look at this, this is an email or a letter which we have written to somebody up there, describing who we are, why we are writing, and what is the situation. In the second part, we're giving some evidence on where I have got my ideas from and some ideas which I am proposing. And the final one is what we said before, the call to action. Okay? Call to action. The call to action, which is saying exactly what we are proposing. This is our proposal. So a very nice structure, very well written, absolutely perfect. Okay. And it's a good style. Now, here we are. We're going to see another version, and I'm going to ask you to do some more writing. That's why we're here today, to do some writing. So you need another piece of paper, another piece of paper. Look at this, look at this, look at this, please. Look at this first, and notice we have a comma. Okay, let's do it here. We have a comma. We have a comma. We have a full stop. We have a full stop, a comma, a full stop, and a full stop. And then we have a full stop. There's no colon, dos puntos. There's no punto comma, semicolon, is there? There's no brackets, parentheses. There's no puntos suspensivos, dot, dot, dot. There's no etc. There's no dash, no guion. right? So all we have used here are full stops and commas. So I want to focus now on punctuation. I want to focus now on punctuation. So I'm going to ask you to do some more writing now. Here's another format of the same text, okay? You have read an article on healthy food and have decided to send an email to your boss asking him to improve the food at your work canteen. Read that, please. You've read an article on healthy food and have decided to send an email to your boss. Your boss's name is Sally. Okay, and your name is Bill. And this is what you're going to write. This is your email. However, when we wrote this on our, on our Outlook or some other thing, suddenly our Outlook forgot all about the punctuation and the capital letters. I want you to do this again then. Piece of paper, pencil. You're going to write this, please, but with the correct punctuation. All the rest is perfect. Let me just write something in there which is wrong. Okay, sorry. Are you ready?
Yes.
Good. You have 10 minutes. Again, more writing, more writing. This is exam practice, okay? More writing then, please. Again, you got 10 minutes. Gosh, I can have another cup of tea. I'll be waiting for you. So 10 minutes, please, to write the correct format of this, which will look more like that. Okay, there we go. So that's the format. Yep, okay. We've got the Dear Sally and See You Bill. Okay, so we know, but there we go. So. All right, I'll give you 10 minutes then. And this is our last writing today. Okay. So please do this now as soon as you can, as quickly as you can. I can see you are still writing, so fine, good. 2 minutes left. Okay, be back in a minute. Okay, your time is up. So please stop writing now.
Okay.
Okay, please stop writing now. And generally, the punctuation is one of the most important things to get extra points, okay? So we've had a real exam experience, writing two, okay? So we've had to write two pieces, which were not very interesting because we were just correcting other people's. Let's see. Just check your punctuation. Okay. All right, so I'll leave that with you. Yeah, you've been able to see some of the, is that quite easy to do? Reasonably easy? Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we didn't have to change anything apart from that. Okay, so one of the things we're going to look at now is, I know you probably know more than me about artificial intelligence, okay? You probably know me more than I do. Remember this, which we saw before, which was the about managing money, so the importance of managing money. We saw this before. Right? We saw this before. What if we were going to do this and we wanted to use artificial intelligence? Okay, obviously we know using artificial intelligence to help write better. Here we're going to use GPT, I'm sorry. Okay, on the website. You can find that yourselves, ChatGPT. How can we use it? Number one, you cannot use it to write your essay. When you're doing your writing exams, you cannot start with artificial intelligence. First of all, you have to write. So first of all, you write what you want to write. There we go. And then my suggestion to you is by using artificial intelligence, you create an equivalent. Okay? So first you do yours. And then when you come into ChatGPT, it says here, write a blog entry exactly the same. Okay. Maximum number of words is between 150, 180, and English level is B2. So I've given the artificial intelligence the word limit and the English level. Okay, remember when you're using artificial intelligence, you must be very, very clear. Okay, so we put that in. It's in Spanish. How can I help you? And this is the answer which they came up with. What I would do then is first, I write mine. Second, I go to ChatGPT, write in the question, and then I compare the two answers. What did I write? And what did the machine write? Okay, there we go. This is the machine version. Oh, okay. Let me write this down. This is ChatGPT. Sorry, ChatGPT. Yeah. So which you can find on the internet. Very easy to use. There are other types of artificial intelligence. I will tell you, the English is always perfect. So don't worry about that. What you can get from this, however, is an idea. Let's look. We know the importance of teaching school children the students how to manage money, but we've got 1, 2, 3 important sections, and then a conclusion, which is very nice. Okay. It has got the importance of doing it. Okay. It's got some examples and the advantages. Then it's got some more examples. And then we've got right at the end, in my experience. Okay. In my experience. So it has definitely answered the question in a very good way. And it's given lots of examples. Okay. Saving pocket money, budgeting for special items, credit cards, online shopping, spending, saving, investing. So it's really, really good. Yeah.
And this is for B2 or C1?
It doesn't matter. This is B2, actually. It's B2 because of the grammar. The vocabulary, I think, could be a little bit higher. It could be a little bit higher. I'm not sure if ChatGPT understands the concept of English level B2, C1. I'm not sure. So maybe we would have to say intermediate or beginner's English. That's something you can work on, right? But what I mean to say, in a few minutes, you can create texts to compare with your text. And you could do, write an email or write an email from a school to parents recommending how to manage money. Okay, so you could use many different styles to do this. Right, so you can do this yourself and try it next time you do some writing, please. Try it. And from this, you got some nice things, okay? Make some smart decisions about spending, saving, and investing. There's some words you can learn about money. Spending, saving, investing. Right. So that's our Chat GPT. Very good. Very, very useful tool. Okay, that's our Chat GPT. Now, the next one we're going to use is one called DeepL. Have you heard of DeepL?
No.
You can see it on a... Yeah. Normally, DeepL, what's this used for?
Yes.
Normally, it's used for... Never. All right, good. That's fine. DeepL is used for translation between different languages, and it's very, very good. It's a very, very good translator. However, DeepL also gives us the chance to look at different styles. Let me show you. Okay. Let me change. I will share something else. So I'll show you here. Okay. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. There we go. So you can see my window, right? Okay. So this is ChatGPT while we'll write in the session. Okay. Okay. This is the Spanish version. You can write in English or Spanish. It's absolutely fine. And DeepL is this one. Okay. Now, DeepL, if you can see here, it gives you two possibilities to translate text from English or Japanese, let's say, to Spanish. That's okay. But we're not interested in translating. What we're interested in is deep right. Okay? We're deep right. So let's look at something from our text. Something from our lesson, which said, we're using British English, and this was our sentence, okay? You can see it on the left, sorry. On the left, you can see what we've written, and obviously if it's in exactly the same style, it will be exactly the same, okay? However, it's given us a different word, timetable instead of schedule. And instead of saying sick lately, it said we could use ill recently, which is absolutely synonymous, isn't it? It's just suggesting a way which looks a little bit nicer. However, one of the features of DeepL Write is that we can change the style. So if we want the style to be business-like, we press business, and we're going to have a different version of the same text. We apply down here. Okay. Oh, all right. Okay. So this is the business version, right? And it's saying it's more formal. Look at the original. I'm one of the students from Class B, and I'm writing to suggest a change in our schedule next week because so many of my classmates have been sick lately. In the business version, I am writing to suggest a change in the schedule for next week. Many of my classmates have been unwell recently, so I believe it would be beneficial to alter the schedule to accommodate their recovery. Thank you for your consideration. So we can see we've now got the same text in a more formal style. So you can use this when you're writing and you want to see what does it look like in a different format? How can I make my writing more formal? This is a very good way of doing it. Okay. If we want the style to be enthusiastic, not business, we want it to be enthusiastic. Right. Look at that now. It's more informal and it's more I've got a great idea. I think it would be a fantastic idea to change things up a bit. You see that? Same thing, different style. Okay. So this is very, very nice and it's very powerful. Okay. I've looked at it and I've tried it and it always gives you something which is not expected. Okay. Which is not expected. So we'll go back and we'll look at some examples of what it has suggested to us for our for this very, very simple email which we're writing to somebody. Okay, and we said using DeepL. Okay, and again, I wrote the first one and DeepL wrote the second one. Very, very formal. Well, not very, very formal, but much more formal and much more developed with nice expressions. What does this mean? Feeling under the weather. What's the synonym from the first part? If you're sick, absolutely. Under the weather. All right. Look at this. To make a few adjustments. Make a few adjustments. It's a lovely collocation of make a few adjustments. It's beautiful English, okay? Suggest a change. No, make a few adjustments. Can you see the difference?
Yes.
Yes. Second part. Last night, my version, last night I was watching an excellent TV program about the advantages of a vegetarian diet. And I thought of my colleagues. Now, last night, DeepL said, I viewed an excellent TV program about the advantages of a vegetarian diet. It prompted me to consider the potential benefits for my colleagues. Beautiful. If we were to give up meat, look at this. I am using future conditional. If we give up meat, we will be healthier. They are using third conditional. Okay? If we were to give up meat, it would undoubtedly lead to enhanced health and productivity. So you've got a couple of words here which might be very useful. Enhanced. Okay? There would be a notable, again, adjectives, reduction in obesity cases, and we would, again, undoubtedly feel the positive effects. And finally, can you see the difference? You can see the difference. I know you want to get out and do this. Okay, so I would specifically like to suggest we use a few minutes and then I've got an idea. So this is obviously the enthusiastic version, right? This is the enthusiastic version from DeepL. I've got an idea. let's use a few minutes at the end of class to actively discuss the proposal and then send a letter to the school cook. I think it'll be a great idea. So it's enthusiastic, it's giving my ideas and it's giving my enthusiasm for this. Okay. So tell me, have you got any doubts about using these artificial intelligence tools and online things for you for use with your writing? Do you understand what I mean? You do?
Yes.
Right. So next time when you do your writing, look, I can look at you, you're looking a bit under the weather, some of you. I'm sorry. Not all of you, of course, a little bit under the weather. Okay, good. So there we are. So use it and then look at your writing and it will help you. I promise it will help you develop more writing skills and better writing skills. Okay. Because you need to, okay, undoubtedly, what do we say there? Yes, enhanced, beautiful word, enhanced. I'm going to make a note on my adjective list, okay? Enhanced health and productivity. What a fantastic thing. I must use that next time I do some writing, okay? So that's it, DPOL. Okay, here's a question today. Here's a question, okay? If we go from number 8, which is normally our response, question 8, and normally our response, or an email or a quick summary of something we've written in the form of an email or a letter, perhaps, which we're writing to somebody. Okay, here we have question 9, which is more formalized writing and is more important. What is more important is the structure. The structure. Okay? It's the structure. So normally we could have 3 normal kinds of structures. Okay? One would be A, which would be an introduction, arguments for, arguments against, and our conclusion. Right? That's when we're being asked to discuss something, our discussion. Right? B, the structure here would be the introduction, a description, the important points, and your summary or opinion. This is often used for yourself and personal experiences. Okay? Or it might be, remember when you said, this might be used for, you are planning a trip to your region for a group of middle-aged people. What are some of the things which you would recommend? And you all wrote about Salamanca, except one of you wrote about Madrid, which was fantastic. You mentioned the Temple of Debod and all sorts of other fantastic places too. Okay, so that was really good too. That would be model B. And model C is when we're talking about a chronological description. So introduction, things then, things now and in the future, and our comparison or conclusion. So when I said to you, please write about education or how education has changed over the last 50 years in school, in your country, this would be model C. So basically, these are the 3 models which you need to understand, okay, when you're planning your writing. So here's a question. If we said, here we go, number one, if that's the essay title, which would it be? A, B, or C, do you think? A, B, or C? Which model would we use? You can write in the chat box. What do you think? A, B, or C? A, B, or C? Miguel Angel says A. Anybody else? Louisa says C. I said A, B, and C. Pilar says A. Luke Mercedes says A. Roman says, oh, sorry, Diana says C. Marta says C. Yeah, Beatriz says C. Right. So you more thoughtful people, as you thought, you said yes, it is actually C, isn't it? Why? Because we're using the word today. Okay. Yes, it does have arguments. Yes. But actually it's C because it gives us the chance to talk about things in the past, things now and the future, and then give our opinion at the end. You see that? Okay. Describe a museum you have visited. Would that be A or B?
B.
Everybody says B. Absolutely. So I'm going to describe, I'm going to describe, last year I went to England and I saw the British Museum, a beautiful old building in the center of London where millions of people visit the famous exhibits each year. Description. What's it like? What are the important things to see? There are bathrooms on the ground floor, and you have a lovely cup of tea on the second floor in the English tea room, for example. There we go. And your summary and opinion. What was the impact it had on you? Right? And then our shops should not be allowed to sell unhealthy food. Okay? Would be then A. Good. A. Arguments for, arguments against, and conclusion. All right? So those are the three models, very important, that we keep in mind when we're planning what we're writing. We just don't start writing immediately. No, you have to write and think and write it down. Introduction, arguments for, arguments against, conclusion. Make a few notes, and below you use the notes to write your final version. Okay? Don't start writing immediately. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. We're not going to, shops should not be allowed to sell unhealthy food. Okay. Well, introduction. What do you think? What do you think? Any ideas? What's our introduction here? Any ideas? We can write this together. You can talk to me, please.
Nowadays, unhealthy food is increased in our country.
All right, so there's a lot more unhealthy food in our country. That's very good. And where do they sell it? Where do they sell the food?
At the supermarket.
The supermarket.
And where else?
No, restaurants.
Fast food.
Okay. Okay. And you could say almost 70% of all shops now sell. What's the synonym for unhealthy food?
Fast food.
Junk food.
Junk.
Okay, junk food. We don't know. It doesn't matter if that's completely true or not. It doesn't matter. But that's a perfect introduction. Okay. So what are the arguments for supporting this, that we should not let the shops sell the food? Why don't we want this food to be sold?
Because increase overhead.
Our what?
Overweight. O sea, sobrepeso.
Okay. All right. When we eat this food, we look at this, put on weight. We put on weight. Yeah. It can cause heart problems and
Cancer.
cancer. Perfect. Good. Right, that's one argument. That's a very good argument. Anything else?
Probably so much sugar, salt, and other unhealthy components are not necessary.
Okay. And other things which we don't need. Yeah, good. And who normally eats junk food?
Young people,
Are rich people or poor people?
poor people,
Young people.
There's another word to this trash. Okay. Absolutely. There's three fantastic arguments which you gave me. I did not make them up. Okay. What are the arguments against then? What are the arguments against? Why do you think it's acceptable for shops to sell unhealthy food? However, this kind of food is often cheaper. That's good. And
You can choose a lot of variety of food.
a great variety to choose from.
You can take away.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes, takeaway food shops are a solution for in our society due to the we are in a rush all day.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so takeaway restaurants.
The restaurants, yes.
and the name fast food means the advantage of this kind of food for people who, as you have seen, you have said, sorry, are in a hurry.
Absolutely. Okay, good. So you can eat it on the move. Okay, a great way of eating on the
Eating
move.
on the move.
Yeah. Okay. So we actually got it's cheaper. There's a great variety, and it's a great way of eating on the move. So we've got our three arguments. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you. And what's our conclusion then? What's your conclusion? Write, all of you, please. Last piece of writing I'm going to ask you to do today, please, in the chat box. What is your conclusion?
Our country has a rich.
Okay, Miguel Angel, thank you.
Uy.
You should.
Sorry,
im-
sorry, I have written good, but I have changed delicious, O's, and your time.
Okay, absolutely. Good. To
Sorry.
improve health, it's important to focus on education. Nice, Diana. Nice, Louisa. That's very good. Sorry. I'll write that so everybody can see it.
Mhm.
Okay, brilliant, Lydia. Yep. Okay, spelling, Lydia. Spelling. Okay. All right. Yep. Yeah, lovely. I'm reading these things. They're good. Okay, here's my conclusion. Not very.
Governments should be establish limits to the sale of this food.
So the governments should establish some limits to the. Yep, absolutely. Very good.
In industrial farms.
Pilar, thank you. That's good. Increases health spending. Wow, that's a very yes. That's a more complex answer. It's more complicated. Yeah. Go on.
Inhabitants have to are aware of importance to eat well.
Absolutely, about the importance of eating well. Good. Okay, here's mine. Okay. Okay. Doesn't matter if it doesn't matter. It's more or less things that you were saying. Okay. Like, teaching people to make nice food and good food. Obviously, that's much more important. Okay. And suddenly there we are. In 10 minutes, we've written an absolutely beautiful, beautifully constructed essay, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Really good, really good. Okay. Okay, let's look. We will. This is it. This is it. It looks quite nice. You can take a screenshot if you like. I'll send it to you in the chat box if you want to, so that you can copy the text. Okay, if you want to copy that. If you want to copy the text, you can. So the point is, if we look at the title and we reduce it into the 4 fragments of the 4 points we want to use, it is much easier to write. Okay, especially when we're talking about arguments for and arguments against. Because when we see our 3 points in favor, then it's much easier to produce 3 opposite points immediately below. And then we think about the grammar, and then we think about vocabulary, and then we think about connectors. Okay? So first the ideas, please, and then we go on. Okay, let's go back, please. Last thing we're going to do today. Last thing, please. Don't go. Stay a minute. Stay just a minute. Okay. Let's go back to our artificial intelligence. Okay. Can you see my artificial intelligence? There we go.
Mhm.
And we're going to say, here's our title, which was, is it a good idea to allow shops to sell unhealthy food? Okay, maximum. Okay, well, I want some arguments. Sorry, arguments in favor and against. Limit is 250 words. English, and let's say intermediate English level. Should we say something else? Include some irregular verbs. Maybe we would like to see some irregular verbs, all right? They give us an idea how to practice. Let's see, shall we see what ChatGPT says? We've pressed the button, okay? Are you ready? Let's see. Wow, wow, wow. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that absolutely beautiful? What we've actually done here is not necessarily the whole essay because it's not continuous. This is written in note form, but we can use those notes then to either just join it together or to construct our final version. Okay. And the arguments which Mr. Artificial Intelligence has used are very similar to ours. Arguments in favor of the personal choice. People should be free to choose. Individuals can decide for themselves whether to buy it or not. Okay, economic reasons. It's good for business. If not, the shops would have to close. Convenience. It's quick and easy to prepare. It's a simple solution. Okay. And the arguments against the health risks, impact on children, and social costs. So these are all things which you already said about people's health, cancer, obesity, cholesterol, all these different things. Good. And finally, in conclusion, it is important to regulate the sale of unhealthy food more carefully. Isn't that fantastic? The only thing it didn't give us was the irregular verbs. I don't know why, okay? So there's not too many irregular verbs. Yeah, we've got eating, understood, lead, I suppose, spend, rise, well, okay. So there's some irregular verbs, but not many, okay? So here is the power of how artificial intelligence can help us writing. And you saw it before your very eyes, correct? So it's actually quite useful, okay? And wow, you know, if any of you are teachers, I'm sure you've used this. Okay, let me close. I'm just going to stop the recording now.